In today's video, we are actually starting off a new feature, which we hope you're all going to enjoy. Each month, we shall select a vegetable of the month. I'll tell you a bit about it, how you go about growing it, a little bit of its history. And then we'll have a shortened version of a recipe that's in Mrs. W's cookery book. Hello and welcome back to the No Dig Norfolk Gardener. This month, in January, we are going to be focusing on the Celeriac. The French were actually the first European country to actually use this as a vegetable. And it's probably why one of the most famous recipes for Celeriac is the Celeriac remoulade.
Which is one of my favourites.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It is.
It actually didn't come to England until the 1800s. Since then, we've been growing it, and although maybe not the most popular vegetable for people to grow, certainly is one that you should be thinking about. We're in January now, but the Celeriac is still standing strong. Its cousins are actually the carrot, the parsnip, and the taste of it is a very mild celery flavour. Stroke, there's a hint of parsley in there. That's also one of its cousins. This is what it looks like when it's harvested. And we have grown these bigger in the past. Sometimes the harvest is not so big, but we tend to grow a few of them, so if you need more of them to do your recipe, you just pull a couple up. And actually, the leaves, they can be used in a salad, provided they're okay. Not so much these ones. Certainly the ones that are coming up here. It's quite a majestic plant, you know, it from the surface upwards at least, it looks really quite lovely. But underneath, it is the ugly duckling of the vegetable world. But don't let that put you off. Once this is peeled and you've revealed the inside of the bulb, it's a really good substitute for a non-starchy potato. It can be used in soups. Makes a great standalone vegetable. You can cut it into batons. You can roast it, you can fry it. And from a gardener's point of view, it stores really, really well. So believe me when I tell you, this may be the ugly duckling of the vegetable world at this moment in time. But once you've peeled it and you start to use it in your recipes, it will become the vegetable prince.
So today we are going to be making a leek and celeriac gratin. And the ingredients you'll need for this are 500 grams of peeled and finely sliced celeriac, roughly about the thickness of a pound coin, 3 chopped leeks, 1 bay leaf, 25 grams of butter, a heaped tablespoon of finely chopped rosemary, fresh rosemary. If you don't have fresh, a teaspoon of dried rosemary will be fine. 2 cloves of crushed garlic, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 100 grams of grated mature cheddar, 300 mils of milk and the same of double cream, salt and pepper, and for the gratin topping you need 60 grams of fresh grated breadcrumbs and 30 grams of freshly grated parmesan. I shall put a list of the ingredients and the method in the description below. I'm preheating my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 160 fan and gas mark 4. And then I'm just now slowly melting the 25 grams of butter. Butter is now melted, and to the butter we add the heaped tablespoon of fresh rosemary, 1 bay leaf, the 2 grated cloves of garlic and the 3 sliced leeks. Give them a stir around. And we need to keep this quite on a slow, low heat and just simmer them gently for 10 to 15 minutes until the leeks are nice and soft, but we don't want them to brown. The leeks have had 15 minutes now simmering very gently, lid on. So they've gone really lovely and soft and tender, and we're now ready to add the milk. So that's 300 mils of milk and 300 mils of double cream, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, or a hotter mustard if you prefer a hotter mustard. We quite like a Dijon. And then some salt and pepper, just a few grinds of each. And then we're going to just turn the temperature up on this, give it a stir and bring it up to the boil. Just remove the bay leaf. So the same as you'd make a lasagna really, we're going to start putting layers into the dish. So we'll have a little layer there of the leek and cream mixture. Then we get our celeriac. And just put a layer of celeriac over the leeks. And now a layer of grated mature cheddar. And then you repeat that process twice more. You should find that you've got just enough of the leek mixture left to drizzle that onto the top. And then the remainder of the cheddar, you sprinkle that on the top there. And we're going to pop this in the oven now for 50 minutes. So the gratin has had 50 minutes cooking. I'm now going to do the gratin top, which is simply mixing together the 60 grams of breadcrumbs and the 30 grams of freshly grated parmesan. Just simply put a layer of that on the top. Then we're going to pop that back into the oven for another 20 to 25 minutes, and just until it browns nicely on the top, and that will just finish cooking the celeriac.
So whenever you now see that thumbnail of, hello Scylla, of Veg of the Month, then you'll know that we're going to be talking about a specific vegetable that's ready to harvest in our garden, and Mrs. W will give you a recipe that you can use it for. Have a great gardening week, won't you? And we shall see you on the next one.